Listen up.
It's just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Now, I don't know if you guys had a chance to see Lamar Odom on Players Tribune. Did you see this?
I didn't.
No.
By the way, this is a great kind of a monologue that he does just about everything that he's been through. And I think if you watch it, you'll understand so much more about him because he really opens up about everything, including when he started using cocaine, when he hit his bottom, rock bottom. And he talks about waking up in the hotel room, in the hospital room, and how he couldn't move, he couldn't talk. He said his throat hurt, and he had been using coke pretty much every single day at that time when he ended up in the hospital. And he said he just remembered things that his grandmother used to say to him when he was a kid. And he talks about a lot of things that happened in his life, like with his mother passing away from cancer when he was only 12, his son passing from sudden infant death syndrome, and that's how he felt like he ended up really just heavily using drugs just to deal and cope with the pain of that. He said drugs will put you in positions that you will do things that you would never think that you would do. And here he is talking about hitting his rock bottom.
One of the darkest places I've ever been is when I was in a motel room getting high with this chick. And my wife at the time walked in. I was being a scumbag. But that's what addiction is. Addiction is a brain disease. And it affects your brain. You won't make rational decisions. You ask, what the did I do to get here? Especially when I woke up, I couldn't talk or walk. They found me in a coma.
What did you mean being a scumbag? Like she walked in on him cheating?
No. He was with another woman in the motel room, and she came
I'm
in
gonna act
the room,
high
and
then
he
too
was,
if I ever get
You gonna act that high?
Oh, you ain't even gotta worry about that.
He said he was using drugs, and he had to get a hotel room because he had nowhere to go. Where was he supposed to go use drugs? He just wanted to do drugs with this woman. With this woman. Now, you know, he didn't try cocaine until he was 24 years old, he said. And there was no real reason for it. He was in Miami on vacation. He said it was just an asinine decision. He would not do it again, never, ever. If he could go back, it would change his whole entire life. But it was a life-altering decision. He said around that same time, his grandmother passed away. He said, when I did coke, I felt good for a minute. I stopped having so much anxiety. I didn't think about the pain. I didn't think about death. So I kept doing it more and more, but I was still in control. It wasn't like an everyday thing. And that's when he got the phone call that changed his life. And that was that his son, Jaden, who was 6 months old at the time, had died.
Damn.
Yeah, so that was basically another trigger for him. And that's when things really spiraled out of control.
Don't he got a book coming out?
Yeah, he does.
I'd like to read that.
Yeah, I would definitely like to read it. He's very honest, you know, in this interview. And he talks about his daughter, actually, and what she had to say to him about seeing him and going with him and talking about his addiction.
She gave me an option. Dad, you need to get some help or I'm not going to talk to you again. I've been a big, strong dude my whole life, so anytime for my kids to see me at a weak point like that was definitely hard for me. When I went to the process of going to rehab this last time, you learn to submit everything. You got to learn to release everything. That's the only way you can learn. I took the steps to get better, and it's working. It's over.
I'm glad his daughter did that.
Yes, absolutely. He has 2 kids, so he says that's what's really keeps him going. You know, there's a lot of people in his life, he said, that are gone, but the people who are still there for him are his 2 beautiful kids.
Now I feel bad about all them crackhead jokes.
Yes, you should.
Not really. Almost.
You should.
No, you got to hear his whole story because it actually is really sad talking about.
He still caused it on himself, though.
His mother passed away, but he said addiction is a disease, and there was just some things I guess that he was trying to self-medicate because of all the pain he went through in his life, and he just spiraled out of control. He couldn't handle it. A lot of people start using drugs, like he said when he first started. It was under control every now and then, using some cocaine. But then his son died from SIDS at the age of 6 months.
So he used it more.
His grandmother passed away.
Used some more to get away.
You know, he had the pain of his mother, who was his best friend, dying when he was only 12.
I feel bad.
No more Lamar Odom jokes.
Gosh.
I'm glad he did this interview because it'll be helpful for a lot of people.
Well, I didn't know the backstory. We done got these jokes
now you know
off.
the backstory.
Yes, you can't take these jokes back.
All right, now Safari, in the meantime, was tweeting, and he said, I really want a kid. Nikki, you were supposed to have my child. I can't believe this is life.
What's wrong with
drug
him?
use? Speaking of drug use.
Yeah,
what's
he
wrong with
definitely
him?
was high when he put
What's
that.
going on here?
High or drunk. Word up. What's your problem, bro? Never let him see you sweat, Safari.
Well, she is single, so maybe they've been in communication.
Man. You take a knuckle and put it to his temple and twist it. You don't ever let him see you sweat. You don't admit that on social media.
So she's not with Nas anymore? I thought she was Nas. That rumor that she was with Nas. No?
Well, damn, you spilling some tea this morning, too. I didn't know that.
I mean, she got on Ellen. And
that tea is all over the floor.
Okay.
Ooh,
all right.
Don't get no mouth.
And you know Envy would know he's from Queens. And Envy was actually the one that was in that picture.
Moving along.
Anything else you want to tell us?
Nope.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your rumor report. And you heard it first from Envy?
I did not.
For Envy Hilton.
Because it was just a rumor before. I didn't know it was true.
Shut up!